2025. It is exactly 1:26 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I thank you all for being here. Now, before we get started, I want to remind my War Notes family here that we're almost at 300 subscribers. That's the next big step toward our goal of 1,000. So every single one of you matters. Please hit that subscribe button and please share this episode anytime throughout. And let's keep growing our community that tells the truth when the world is falling apart. Now, people are going through it right now, you all, and let me tell you. Donald Trump himself knows that if the courts don't accept the tariff move that he is pushing, this economy could hit a brick wall. He knows it. And like he said, it could send the United States straight into a Great Depression. Now, I don't trust that man as far as I can throw him. But one thing I know about a liar like him is this: when they are about to do something evil, they tell you right to your face. Again, for those of you just joining in, we are almost at 300 subscribers. Again, that's a big old step towards 1,000 subscribers. It is very important for each and every one of you all to press that subscribe button because it is free to do, simply because it's free to do. So if you want to support this channel in any way at all, instead of just pressing the like button, press the subscribe button so you can stay tuned and share this episode, because a lot of people need to hear this, because some people live in a friggin' bubble. They live in a friggin' bubble. They do not want to face the reality of life and the reality of their situation. They don't want to face the reality. But again, people are going through it right now. And Donald Trump himself knows, again, that if the courts do not accept this tariff move that he's been pushing, this economy will hit a brick wall. And like he said, take the man for his word. It will be like another Great Depression. And again, I don't trust the man as far as I can throw him, but I do believe that he's a liar. I believe that 100%, that he is a liar to the core. He is a convicted felon. He's a pedophile in my eyes just because of what he said about his own daughter. Forget the fact, not even forget the fact, put aside the fact that he's wrapped up with all these young chicks and he's a grown ass man. So that without him even being prosecuted for it yet, he has shown his pedophileness to the whole world. And he thought everything was cool because they was having their little parties and champagne, busting it wide open, had all their girls up in there. So why he abused these young ladies and why he put them on the market, just like they sold us black people, because this is what white people do to their own people. And it is very sad. A lot of white people, they do it to their own people. Our black people did it to us. So if you know about your history, you'll know that our own black people in Africa sold us to the Europeans and all of them who came and got us way back in 1610. Way back in 1610. Okay? We got black on black crime. We have white on white crime. We got Asian on Asian crime. We got Mexican on Mexican crime. Got crime. It comes in all fashions and colors. It ain't just one specific group, but I'm going to tell you something. I have to make up a race for this group of oligarchs. They're moving themselves in an authoritarian fashion, and they're not caring who they hurt on the way. And when they are about to do something evil, they tell you right to your face. And then they even tell the people who support them, they say, you stupid Republicans. They tell them to their face. And then they still go up there like a fool and support them. And here's the picture I'm seeing. Folks like me and you, people who depend on their vehicles for work. If your car needs fixing, if you need parts, hey, good luck finding them at the price that you can afford. See, these billionaires and oligarchs, these people are voting for them. But then I say to y'all, if you're a MAGA, I want you to stay in the room. I don't want you to leave if you're a Trump supporter. Even if you're an ignorant Trump supporter and you just in here just to troll the room, I want you to stay. I think you can learn something. It might change your heart. It might change your thinking. But is anything that you voted for, is it beneficial for you? It's okay to be a fan of Trump, but you don't go to the polls and vote for a fool, because he might just destroy your life like he's doing right now. He's not just coming up after us black and brown people. No, he's coming after his own people. He'll come after his own party too. Remember, he threw Elon to the dogs. We thought him and Elon was best buddies and girlfriends and boyfriends, and they're just, twiddling their little hair and hitting their titties all together, bumping heads. We thought he'd never get rid of him, right? He turned and flipped on him so quick. I couldn't even turn on a light switch before he flipped on that, flipped on that man. Okay. So ask yourself, is anything that you voted for, is all of this praise for this man that you continue to give him after the vote, after you see the destruction, is any of it benefiting you? Now, if any of it is benefiting you, hey, I give claps, kudo points, enjoy yourself, enjoy. No problem at all. Enjoy your life. If your life is good right now and the prices don't affect you, and that the fact that if a woman is sick, it could be your family member, aunt, uncle, could be somebody get pregnant out of nowhere and then they get sick and the doctor says you can't have this baby, but because of abortion laws. Hello, Punky and Breezy. Welcome. Nikki Bonino to the room. Welcome, everyone. I am glad you all are here. Welcome, welcome. And thank you all for taking the time to listen. But ask yourself that. And I don't care what political spectrum you come from, just cutting right in the middle. Is anything that Yellow Man is doing right now in his administration, is it benefiting you? And if it's benefiting you, what he's doing, separating families and feeding them to the alligators, hey, and if you're a Bible thumper, and you wear your little shiny cross like Levitt and all of them, they love wearing their shiny cross and thumping their Bibles on Sundays, and then they get up and smile at the American people and tell them, you know what? We don't like the Bureau of Labor statistic. No, we just don't like the numbers that she gave. So we're just going to fire her. And then I'm going to come on the next day and show my stupid Republicans a whole chart, a paper chart. Me and Levitt, we're going to show the paperwork. We're so immature, we're going to show the chart. And everybody's going to believe that everything that the BLS department said just a couple of days ago was all wrong after that firing, and you need to listen to the chart. This is what's happening. But here's the deal. If any of it is benefiting you, again, if you're just as evil, then keep supporting Yellow Man. But those of you who are listening, who you have a heart like me, we may not be perfect. We're like a car, right? We may not be perfect. We might need some brakes. We might need some new tires, but we need a little fixing. But we're not perfect, but we're making it. Okay? These are the people who depend on their vehicles for work. If your car needs fixing, if you need parts or anything of that sort, you have to go find those things. You're not a billionaire. You can't just order it from your phone. You can order it from your phone, but you're not a billionaire. You ain't got money like that, so you might have to save up some money. You might have to think about it. Versus if you're a billionaire, you just go use your little American Express. See, I say this way because a lot of people who voted for this party, they thought that everything was going to look green and grassy on their end. And a lot of them are coming to the realization that's okay. Again, like I said, if you're MAGA supporter or anything like that, I want you to stay. You might learn something. I don't want you to run away. I don't want you to be an ass in the room either and start putting bad comments, because that's why I usually turn them off. But this time I left them on. I want to know you guys' opinion, but also take into consideration people who are listening or people who are reading the comments. Don't be disrespectful, but use your First Amendment right. You got what I'm saying, but don't disrespect people at the same time. I'm just laying it down. Remember that those car parts that you need and all those things after you did your vote, those parts come from countries that we have made now into our enemies. They hate our guts because of our messed up president and the mess that he's creating. And if you voted for him, yes, you are part of that mess. Yes, you might feel a little beat up right now. Don't feel beat up. It's just that the truth hurts. But if you don't learn the truth, then you can't move forward. You can't be a clean individual. I'm talking about clean hearted. You have to be able to accept the truth. You don't want to live in a lie all your life. Lies, you have to create another lie to cover another lie and cover another lie. And then you have to pretend you're somebody that you're not, when in reality, you don't believe in anything that Yellow Man is doing. But you said, let me vote for him because maybe I might get $1 million under him. And now you just realize you lost your farm, lost everything. And now you're saying, what the heck is going on? The car parts right now are costing more than people's rent. This is how bad it's getting. If you use your car for deliveries or to get to work, you're stuck, man. No car means no job. Listen clearly now. No car means no job, because not everywhere has public transportation. And even if there is a Uber, okay, or a Lyft nearby, you might not have no money for that Lyft or Uber, because half of the places are barely paying you enough per hour for the same amount of price that the Uber charges you to take you from up the street to your job. You think, okay, I'll go apply for food stamps and Medicaid, but then they hit you with that you've got to work 80 hours a month rule. Well, how can you work 80 hours when you can't even get to work? It's not like they got a system where they say, well, every American, I'm gonna make sure y'all got a vehicle. So if nobody got a vehicle and you can't get to work because of a vehicle, you come here, we're gonna put you in a vehicle no matter what. No down payment, no nothing. That's the type of country we should live in. We don't live in that type of country, but they want everything from us, but they don't want to help us with the resources. And then when we get the resources on our own and we do what we have to do on our own, whatever that may be. If we got to hustle and get cash on the side, they say, oh, now we want some of that too. You know, Uncle Tom always wants something on something, right? Again, like I said, how are you supposed to get to that 80-hour a month job if public transportation doesn't run necessarily everywhere? Uber is expensive, ride shares are expensive. And why? Because gas prices are through the roof. You can't win. This administration has no clue what everyday normal people like you and I, and I'm talking to you even if you're MAGA right through your phone. It's okay. Listen to this message. Nobody else knows you're listening to it but you. Okay? This administration full of oligarchs has no clue what everyday people are going through. They're sitting in rooms full of their own voices, their own money, and their red-fisted power plays. These are oligarchs, billionaires in cowboy boots, trying to control every inch of our life for the rest of us. But what they forget, and what they always forget, is that even in a room full of devils, there's always one person with just enough light in them to turn the whole plan upside down. How do I know that? Because history proves it. I'm a history buff, and I'm also a reenactor. Call me a history scholar if you want to say that much. I'm a history scholar and an enslaved Black woman of the 17th, 18th, 19th century. In every crooked system, there's always an insider who knows exactly where to hit to bring the whole thing crashing down. And you better believe that there are people inside this mess right now who are smiling to their faces and sharpening the blade behind their backs, because power never stays in the same hands forever, especially when that power is built on the backs of people who are barely surviving. Now, this is the reality that we are living in. And it's only going to get worse. It's the calm before the storm, before it gets any better. Unless we keep speaking out. We have to connect with each other in one way or another. And we can connect with each other here through YouTube because it's free to do. That's why I'm telling y'all folks, make sure you subscribe. Me, I'm a subscriber fanatic. And half of these people, I don't even watch all the time. I know that sounds bad to say, but I'm telling the truth. I subscribe to them because that's the way we can support people. We ain't got no money to be sending everybody who got their Cash App inside their description and who got this and who got that. We don't have it. We just don't have it like that. But what we do have is a finger, and we can press the button and subscribe to the person's channel and support them, help them get to their journey. Because if we don't help each other, then that person can't help somebody else. And that somebody else that they're helping may be the future teacher of a school that may be teaching your kids once they get older. It's all a trickling effect. So if you are feeling this message and you know exactly what I'm talking about because you're living it, make sure you subscribe. Again, we're at the edge of hitting 300 subscribers, and every single one of you counts toward that goal. Please share this episode with your family, your friends, your neighbors. We're going to get to 1,000, but first, we've got to get to 300, so let's do it together. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for your time. Love you all very much. Have a beautiful and blessed day.